Hello, my name is Duncan, and this is Gizmo. And it's been a while, hasn't it? And this is Gizmo. You like his new haircut? Hey? Oh, yeah. Shall we put you back down, boy? Put you down. Okay. Oh. You don't want to go down? Are we going down or not? I can't do this with you doing this, can I? You're not meant to get that comfy. Hey? Say hello to everybody. I'm just going to put him down a second. Well, that was Gizmo. Hello and welcome to Back Away from the Donkey and Bath Books. And it's been a while, hasn't it? If you saw my message a couple of weeks back, you knew I was taking a break because of some bad news about my Labrador, Micah. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to do a little bit of a dog update, but I will put a timestamp in it, which I don't normally do. So if you want to skip that, that's fine. I don't mind. Not everybody's interested in my dog's lives. But anyway, Micah, who basically she had a lump turn up into her jaw about 2-3 weeks ago. She's had a mass in her cervix, which we had an operation on in January or February, because she had a womb infection as well, and that was quite a major thing. And they couldn't get rid of all this mass, but we just thought it was benign. And basically this lump's come up in her jaw, which has got bigger and bigger. It came up over about 2-3 days. And I went to see the vet, and apparently it is, unsurprisingly, a mouth tumour. And we could do some weird over-invasive operations and try and do something which probably wouldn't extend her life. Or we can just do what we're doing, which is just treating her with drugs and seeing how she goes. And the vet told me she could be around for 2 weeks or 2 to 3 months, and we've just got to go with it. So at the moment she's just down here, she's sleeping, and we're taking her on the walks and we're having the best times we can. It's quite hard for us because we lost our gorgeous golden retriever last year, and we thought we'd have a few more years left with her, but we're just making the most of the time. And after just sort of took me a while to come to terms with that, and then I wanted to get back in the flow of making videos again. So yeah, that's the short update. I'll put some pictures of her up there, and she's snorting and she's quite happy at the moment, and we'll do some nice walks with her, and we just see how we go. But yes, so that's hello beautiful, and now you go and settle, my beautiful girl. So yes, so we've come to terms with that. Well, we haven't come to terms with it, we're just going on that. But I've missed doing this. I have. Even though there's probably only 2 of you who watch this, I've missed doing this. But anyway, I will now get onto the book stuff. As I said, I've missed doing this, bizarrely. And I said, I don't know how many people, not huge amounts of people watch me, but I have missed doing this. And you probably not missed me or anything. Just gonna get a sip of my drink. I've got coming up, I've got an unboxing of a book and a couple of things that have been picked up, and just some of the stuff I've been reading and a few other little bits. I actually, on, was it Wednesday, I went out and I saw Jurassic Park in the cinema. I love the film. For some reason I never saw it when it was originally released. I was probably drunk that year. It's probably a good bet. So I went out with my wife in a chair and we went to see it. But what was interesting is, I don't know whether I commented a while ago that I think modern movies got louder and louder, and I've had to start wearing earplugs while in the cinema. This one I didn't. And it sort of almost reinforces my theory that movies are getting stupidly loud. I must admit, the one that I really had to put earplugs in was the last Fast and Furious film. Don't judge me. Don't judge me for watching that. But yes. But yeah, for Jurassic Park. But anyway, Jurassic Park wondrous on the big screen, even though I've seen it ridiculous amounts of time. So yeah, so there was that. I was just seeing anything else that's not book related that I wanted to say. Just get another sip of my drink. I don't know. So it might come to me in a bit. But anyway, I'll ramble for a bit. So, a few amounts. So what I've been reading, I haven't read huge amounts because I've been sort of almost trying to distract myself. I went for an easy one, and I've nearly got to the 3rd book of this. I've done a reread of Harry Harrison's Death Row books. I'm not going to do a video on them. I'm probably going to do a written thing on my blog about them. These are classic Harry Harrison books. It was the first one, Death World, was his first published novel. I've got older versions of these as well as the omnibus I picked up somewhere. Death World 1, Death World 2, The Ethical Engineer, which it was originally called, and there's Death World 3. The second one's not as good as the other ones. The first one is almost a thing about man versus nature, and he does it in quite a in a satire type of way of pointing out about man's contest with nature and ecology and things like this in the first book, and it's really quite an interesting book. And the second book, there's a huge conversation about ethics versus ethos, with people arguing about this. Not his best characters in the world, not Harry Harrison's best books in my opinion. I think Harry Harrison is quite underrated sometimes, but they're not his best books, but they've got some really interesting ideas. His characters can a bit two-dimensional in points, except for the main character, Jason Denault. But well worth reading, and if you just want a fun read, Death World series, read them again. As I said, this is an omnibus one that I picked up a while ago. And that's pretty good, and I've got the all 3 separate books somewhere as well. If you're into audio books and would like to listen to them, notice I say listen, not read, they on Audible, the versions up there have got a really quite good, because they've got the same narrator who did his To the Star series, and I really quite like that narrator. Don't listen to a lot of audio books, but those ones are worth listening to. So I'm really thirsty this morning. I have to keep grab my drink. Yeah, I'm just partway through the 3rd one of this, and I will probably finish it today actually, because I'm quite enjoying this. And the other 2 books, oh actually 3 books I'll be reading. I'm partway through Spider and Gene Robinson's Stardance, which as far as I'm concerned is a beautiful book. I really like this. It's with Spider Robinson, if you know, he always seems to introduce sex and some drugs in this, but yeah, I've very rarely met a sex scene in a book that's worth having in the book, because I just think, well, if you can't do your characterization and the people without telling us what goes in what hole, you shouldn't really be writing. But yeah, I brush past that because the rest of the book is just beautiful, and I am going to be doing some stuff on this book and maybe Spider Robinson as well. That's good. And the other big book I'm reading, so I've only just started, as you know, I have a few books on the go at the time, is Summertide, Charles Sheffield, who I like. And the only thing I've read from him before was his one about space elevators, which I cannot remember the title of, and I will put the title below here when I remember, because it was really good, and I actually preferred it to Fountains of Paradise, which is R.C. Clarke's one about space elevators that came out about a similar time. And I am still slowly, so damn slowly of a slow thing, going through Don Quixote. I'm getting there slowly. I'm enjoying it, but for some reason I keep getting distracted and going elsewhere. I think it's a really good book and I'm really enjoying it, but for some reason I'm just really taking my time. And there's just a couple of other books. I'm just sorry, have another sip. And the other one that got picked up recently was James Morrow's The Wine of Violence, which I know very little about, but it's like an Aztec type world, and about people who do not know about violence. And I had a friend, I've still got a friend, and I was talking about Robert McGammon Swan Song, which I'd never read, and for some reason the paperback version of it seems to be flying around at silly money. So he actually did a thing that I don't do to people. I do not lend books, but he actually lent me his version of Swan Song, which I am hoping to get to sometime soon, because he lent it to me. I'm going to have to sort of bump it up my list of readings. And so I've got a few over there, some comics and a book to unpack, which I've been keeping for this. I'm going to get some more drink. I'm afraid I've not been keeping up on everybody else's videos, and I'm hoping to start wading through them this week. I've got my anniversary of my 1 year on BookTube, so I've got one video 100% planned, and I've got a few other videos, and I've got a returning series I'm going to do after that as well. The other thing I was considering doing is, do I do a Q&A, but have I got enough subscribers who want to ask me questions? And do I do a live stream? Would enough people watch a live stream or want to know a live stream? Would somebody want to interview me? I don't know. But any ideas, please chuck them out there if you've got this far in my video. So anyway, give me 2 seconds and I will go and get the bits I'm going to unpack. Okay, I'm back. Last year on my birthday, my birthday's 25th September anyway, not that you care. My wife gave me a book about the making of Star Trek: The Motion Picture, which, no argument, is still the best Star Trek feature film. At the same time, she ordered the same book about the Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 2. And so it was on pre-order and it was due out about October last year. Well, it actually arrived about a week ago because I kept putting it back. So I have it here. And I've kept it to open it in front of you because I'm like that. So I have been let loose with a sharp object. Okay, a real sharp object. So let's go in here and have a look. Because the book on the motion picture is beautiful. I'm going to do a video just on that book, and I may sort of pair it up with this one. So, look. I'm a little worried about this because it banged around it and I'm not sure how well they packed it. I got this from Forbidden Planet. I sort of pre-ordered it. And luckily, this piece of card would do for one of Roy's signs, wouldn't it? Maybe I should send it to him. If you want Roy, I'll send you some cards. One of your signs. So, this is it. It's a beautiful looking book. I am not going to take it out of its plastic stuff yet because I'm going to do a separate video going through this and probably with the motion picture one as well. But it's arrived and it's not damaged. And it'll go with my one about motion picture. I don't know whether I can do one on any more of the Star Trek films, but I need to keep an eye out. So yeah, that's the making of the Wrath of Khan, which, as I said, was pre-ordered for last October and has arrived at this juncture. So I'm just going to go put this down. Okay, next I've got a couple of comics that have arrived, so I thought I'd open those as well. I'm not sure how long this film's going on for at the moment. I want to get this video up for this evening because I am changing broadband providers, and it could be anywhere after midnight my broadband gets switched over. It's because we were paying stupid money for our broadband, so we swapped over providers, and I said I've got a new modem to put on, a new router to put through, but I'm working on the theory that it's not going to go through clearly and I could be without internet for a few days. But who knows? Last time I did this was quite a few years back and it went really smoothly, but knowing my luck at the moment, it could be a nightmare. So yeah, anyway, nice Forbidden Planet order. Let's see what the comics is. I think I know what some of them are. This is one I just started. This is the Obi-Wan, Star Wars Obi-Wan comic, which I've got, and it's following the story from the TV series, and I just wanted the comic adaptation of it. They've just released it. Some really nice artwork there. So yeah, that's number one of that. You put that back in its bag. Let's move the knife. The knife is safely secured. I've got so much card for Roy here. Roy needs card. This one would be good for him. So another Forbidden Planet one, but for some reason they've done this. And I think I know what this is. Oop, I need to use the sharp object again. Yeah, so I need to do some quick edits. I'm not going to do... These videos don't have lots of editing. And also to say, I've got a video, hopefully, coming out later this week. What we've got in here. Put a card over there. Some Blade Runner ones, which I must have nearly finished its run by now. Blade Runner 2023. It's issue 6. And this is Star Wars comic, and we're going through a Dark Droids thing, and I've not caught up on that, so I have no idea what that story's like. As I said, if you saw my last pick and mix, I'd put a list of the comics that I was meant to be starting. I've not started any of them just because of all stuff going on. So, but I am hoping this week to do some comic reading. I want to get myself a bit more organised. I think with my girly Micah there, we just got to accept what's going on and work with it. So the other one, and the final one is a bunch of Venom comics. There's 2. Venom 24 and Venom 25. So yeah, that's my comic deliveries. I said I need to catch up on the comics I'm reading and sort these out. I'm going to do a video later this week that I've sort of partly done, but I want to finish it off. It's going to be a slightly more edited one about the Year of the Quiet Sun by Wilson Tucker. May do another video, but also I'm preparing to do some stuff for my year anniversary. And I said I haven't got a huge amount of people watching me, but if you watch me, I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. But I said, any suggestions? If you want a Q&A, if you want a live stream, not that I'm sure how to do that, and if enough people would watch it, or you want to ask me directly questions, I've got no idea. I don't know whether people are that interested in me. But no matter what, I'm going to pop around and over the next few days try and catch up on the videos I missed for the past couple of weeks. And I hope you've enjoyed this little video. And if you get to the end of the video, I think you should leave something at the bottom there. You should tell me what the square root of 26 is, if you finish the end of the video. Okay, the square root of 26. Just put the single number, okay? The single number. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. I said at least one video coming this week, and which will be slightly more edited one, and then some more off-the-cuff ones. Anyway, I'm going to go and finish my coffee and clear up the cardboard I've just chucked everywhere. Okay, bye.